ऐसे देख कैमरा में देख रहा हूँ ऐसे सही बता ना गुड बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम शुरू करते हैं अल्लाह के नाम से करना चाहिए तुम वैसे नहीं करते हो वेलकम टू कल्चरल क्रॉसरोड्स introductory episode. I am your host Sardar Mohammad Asir.
And I'm Azmir Imran, your co-host.
We are going to be discussing various topics on this show and we hope you enjoy your time here with us. Would you like to introduce yourself, Azmir?
Yeah, okay. So my name is Azmir Imran, and I'll be your co-host for the entirety of the show. I'm currently enrolled at Ikra University Islamabad campus. I'm in my 5th semester, and my majors is development studies. Thank you.
I'm also enrolled in Ikra University alongside Azmir, unfortunately. My department is media studies, and it's also my 5th semester. We're having a blast whenever Azmir isn't there. So what we do here is we ask our audience questions on Instagram, and then we try to answer those questions here. And that's what we're going to do for our first episode.
And try not to get cancelled as well.
Yes, that's a major objective. So let's get on with the first question, which is why speaking up in this day and age is very important.
Okay, so the thing about not getting cancelled is already out of the window. So let's start. So the way I think about it is, all of us know that unless you actually ask for something, you're never going to get it. Knowing our parents, you'd agree with that.
Yes.
Even though it's very true that even if we ask for it, half of the time we never get it. But then again, the point is, the thing about speaking up is, people here want everything, but they don't want to talk anything. They don't want to do anything about it, but they want to get everything.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, women especially are, frowned upon.
I agree.
Talking about anything if they
Exactly.
speak about how they feel, or like basically women aren't allowed to say no in this country.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's something we
something
should
we
talk
should
about, but
change.
no one talks about it.
I believe it's not even just about the women. So the thing is, the way I like to put it is, we have to ask ourselves, are we oppressed because we won't speak up? Or is that we're oppressed because we won't speak up? It's just that.
Yeah, true. That's why I feel like, if people could bring their voice on a bigger platform, like a podcast or, news channels, it would be good.
But then again, is freedom of speech a thing in Pakistan?
Anyway, moving on to the next question. Why the 21st century is the best and the worst time to be alive? A question by Ahmed Yar on Instagram.
Okay, so the best thing about 21st century is obviously cinema.
Cinema?
Yeah.
Technology, ease of life, cars, planes. What the fuck do you mean cinema?
It is cinema.
It's
Everything is about cinema, bro. What do you mean?
Bro,
it all started from cinema. Okay, so let's just talk about the 21st century, right? Half of the things we're living right now, did we not learn about it in Back to the Future from the 20th century? Is it not so fucking good? Does that not feel good to like actually live in a century that people who weren't in this century were actually thinking about?
You have totally missed just this question. Let me rephrase it for you. So the thing is, we're living in the 21st century, okay? और हमारे पास जो सारी luxuries है and everything, like cars.
Living past 30.
People used to live longer.
People were not living past 30 in the 19th century. You can check that statistic up right now.
There are other centuries as well. This is why.
But then that's the subjective thing.
But look at this way now. Because of social media,
yeah,
because of the internet, we have so many mental issues. So many. Everyone has mental issues.
I mean, my mom was right. It is the phone.
It is your phone. Your mom's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, your mom.
It always is the phone.
She's always right. So like back in 17th, 18th century, or even back to the Romans, the
plagues.
I mean, the plagues are normal, but like the Ottomans.
How was it normal? You're saying plagues are normal?
We had a plague recently.
Yeah, he needs to be cancelled.
No, we had a plague recently. I mean, I didn't die. So. But I'm saying like life used to be easier. No? It would just be like hunt.
Gather.
No, just for the day you wake up, you hunt.
And then you fuck.
No, you hunt, you cook it, you eat it, and you go to sleep. That's as simple as life got.
But then again, a lot of people are that's literally the basis of the American dream, and a lot of people believe in that. So again, my point is it's subjective. You're saying it's not all about cinema, and I'm just saying it's a subjective thing.
It's
It
totally
can
not
be about
about.
everything and anything at the same point, at the same time. That's my point.
And how is cinema good now? How is it better
Is it
than
not?
how? How is it better than the
Take
20th
out
century?
the last 2 centuries of cinema, right?
I don't think there was cinemas 2 centuries ago.
There was. You're saying there wasn't any cinema in the 19th century?
19th century.
तो सही है, two centuries कितने हो गए? 200 years हो गए ना?
Okay, I don't think so, but okay.
How is 2 centuries
Okay,
not 200 years?
how are you saying that the 21st century का सबसे अच्छा?
Because we already have everything that already happened and also new things coming up.
No, but cinema these days is just making big hits, blockbusters using great actors. Not
not.
great actors,
Have you
actually shit
seen
actors.
independent films? Have you seen a movie Holdovers that came out this year?
Yeah,
It
indie
doesn't
films,
have any big
but indie
names.
films don't get recognition.
Again,
now,
I
do they?
do believe in the idea of mockbusters. It's really a big problem nowadays. People just want big names. There isn't no story. It's just a shitty screenplay and just big names.
So
But
basically, any movie with The Rock in it.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's my point. But then there are also good films. Have you seen A24 movies?
There
I've
are,
never
yes.
seen a bad A24 movie.
No, I disagree with that, but there are obviously innovation comes with time.
Exactly. That's my point.
That is true. I don't know why you said.
Okay, so how would you put it?
No,
What's
why
the
did you
best-
come up with cinema? You could have said anything in the 21st century.
Because I didn't want to be one of the basic bitches who's
It's not
just
a
gonna
basic
say
bitch.
about it. They're gonna say healthcare, technological.
Imagine healthcare. People used to die.
Okay, but everyone talks about that. So what's the point of this podcast? Then it's supposed to be different. Do you get my point?
Okay, I have been.
If you're gonna talk about the things that people already talk about, what's the
Mhm.
point of this podcast?
No, that okay. Anyways, moving on to the next question. Growing culture of anime in Pakistan and anime in 2023. So, as a veteran of the anime culture in Pakistan, if I say so myself, I have been following anime since
2015?
2015.
2015, yeah, same.
When Dragon Ball Super started. Wow. Thank God I've grown up. Anyways, so how do you feel about the anime culture that's slowly growing in Pakistan right now?
I feel like I actually liked the fact when I first saw that so many people are getting into anime.
Mm.
But then again, just like the one thing Pakistanis are so good at, it's ruining stuff.
Okay, let's just keep that out of the topic for now. You know?
So okay, so we're not supposed to get cancelled,
yes,
right?
yeah.
I'm sorry, I take that back. Actually, don't, but yeah, let's just say I do. So the thing about anime culture in Pakistan, so there are a lot of positives to it,
Mhm.
and I believe one of the biggest positives is that I've heard that, do you know that the new Demon Slayer movie is gonna be showcased in Pakistan?
I mean, that is
That's really
recently,
huge.
Remember that One Piece? I don't know. I haven't watched One Piece, but that One Piece movie that aired.
Yeah, it actually did.
did
And also
premiere.
another good thing happened. A friend of mine told me in Comsci University they actually aired the finale of AOT, which is really huge. And I wish something like that
That is
happened here.
massive for us. For us, at least, we
For
barely
us,
get,
we
barely get anything here.
We don't get anything. We have to wait for new anime movies to fucking come on illegal websites. I never said that.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I feel like the problem with anime in Pakistan and in general is like people say, oh, you're watching cartoons or it's Japanese weird noise.
Just because the thing is, people are so ignorant. They believe anything animated is cartoon, and they need to just watch JJK and just see the plot of that anime is a lot darker than most people's parental traumas.
I don't feel like it's.
I mean, you haven't read the manga yet.
No, I know. No, JJK.
It's
is
really
amazing.
dark.
The thing is about anime.
Trust me, it gets dark.
I know. Okay, no spoilers here. Don't worry.
Don't worry, I won't say anything.
The thing
It
about
gets dark.
anime is like people just because it's animated, लोग कहते हैं हमने नहीं देखा. Because why should that be a barrier?
Exactly my point. Ignorant.
If it's a story, it's a medium for telling story, right?
Yeah.
Basically, that's movie, that's drama, that's cartoons, that's newspaper, that anything, any form of media is telling stories. So why do people just not indulge in, even if it's animated, so what? Like this year, if we talk about animated stuff, aside from anime, Spider-Man.
I'm just gonna go out on a ledge and say I've watched at least 20 movies this year that came out, and Spider-Man, it literally was in my top 3. That movie was amazing.
I feel like it was the best movie that came out this year.
And I believe I've seen some better than, but yeah, it's a subjective
I haven't
thing.
seen Killers of the Flower Moon yet, but for me,
it's on number 2 for
feel like
me. I've told you so many times you need to fucking watch that.
But when it comes to Spider-Man, I feel like it was better than Oppenheimer. I feel like it was better crafted. There was more heart and soul into it.
I mean, the voice acting, Oscar
Voice
Isaac,
acting, and
everything about that movie was so
telling
perfect.
telling us a new Spider-Man story in this day and age.
Exactly, and the
Like,
point was, for me, I'm the kind of a person who has a really bad attention span, right? So mostly, yeah, mostly what I'm gonna do is if I'm gonna watch a movie, I'm gonna pick my phone up and I'm gonna just do that. And it's really, I know it's an annoying habit. I know that, but in Spider-Man, they didn't do that for a fucking second. That's how enjoyable that movie was.
it was
And
very
for me, that's a
enjoyable.
huge thing. For a movie to like indulge me so fucking much that I don't even use my phone.
I feel like when it comes to Spider-Man, Stanley and Steve Ditko did a great job by making a relatable character. But then introducing a new Spider-Man, which was Miles Morales. Even when Miles Morales was introduced in the comics in 2012, people hated him. People dejected him. People did not want to see him. But
Even in the game,
even in the game, when
exactly,
he was introduced in the game, people hated him.
people hated it.
But then in 2017,
Into
I
the
think
Spider-Verse.
2018, 2018 Into the Spider-Verse came.
And I was blown away.
Everyone loved it. It swept the
There's
animated
nothing wrong with
awards.
that movie. If you don't like that movie, there's something wrong with you.
Honestly, looking at a few people.
It's an objective fact. I mean, cinema is a subjective thing, but if you don't like Into the Spider-Verse, you should just, where you should shove it.
You should question yourself. But yeah, I feel like animation throughout the world and also अब पाकिस्तान में भी लोगों ने देखना शुरू कर दिया. It's pretty normal अब लोग मतलब people are walking around with anime hoodies.
Yeah, exactly. And I really love that.
Which is cool. I mean, you should express yourself like that. Never stop expressing.
But I do
yourself.
believe the one negative that's come up with anime is the incel culture in Pakistan.
Incel culture in Pakistan. I think that was.
I mean, you and I just noticed one thing today.
What?
You know what I'm talking about.
I hope I don't.
How bad was that? We're not gonna give any context.
Okay.
But it was bad.
No, I feel like incel culture doesn't really have any.
Have you been on Reddit?
It doesn't have a lot to do with anime in Pakistan. I feel like the culture here is like, no, deserve yourself and just don't behudgi,
Everything is behudgi. I don't know, man.
I don't think incel culture has anything to do with anime. Is good. It's a good
It's
medium
a
for
really
telling
good
stories.
thing.
Especially like इस साल Vinland Saga आया. Vinland Saga was.
I don't know if you've read Vagabond, but it literally changes your perspective.
Exactly.
On life.
So there's like deep philosophical
There's
topics.
A lot of philosophical.
There is a lot of, and it's very life changing if people try.
I mean, I don't know if a lot of people has watched A Silent Voice.
The
character development of that guy, he goes from a bully to being
let's not talk about stuff people haven't watched, but
I mean, there are
should
no
if you do.
You should.
Technical difficulties वापस आ रहे हैं. Sorry guys, apologies if the lighting has changed. We don't care. Anyways, Attack on Titan की बात हो रही थी.
Attack on Titan की बात हो रही थी.
You were saying something that Attack on
Titan. You look like a Titan.
Okay then. Personal insults.
Exactly.
Talking about Attack on Titan, इस साल उसका finale आया.
Amazing.
Speaking, यार एक second मुझे बोलने दे. Speaking from experience, I grew up with that show. Absolutely love it. I grew up with every single character. I had emotional connections to every single character.
I agree.
I loved them. Erwin, one of my favorites. Levi,
my absolute
Mikasa. So it was a big moment for every, not just Attack on Titan watchers. Every anime fan. It was just a massive.
The entire fandom had to sit down and watch that together. I wish that was somehow possible.
I cried 3 times while watching it. 3 times.
I mean, if I could cry, I would as well.
Don't lie, you did.
Especially the scene where Mikasa just slices his head. It just can't stop.
Yeah, okay. Let's just go on to the next question.
Exactly.
Let's see, what do we have here? Forced marriages in Pakistan. This question was given by Azmir himself.
Yeah. So, first of all, a disclaimer. Please don't behead me for saying this. But in marriage is not something that should be forced upon a person.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing in Pakistan about marriages, and I'm just going to go out on the ledge and say this, marriages here are business contracts.
True. To some extent, yeah.
People, your parents are going to just come out of nowhere one day and they're just going to be like, you know what? I had you engaged when you were 6. And you're just going to have to stare at their face and be like, okay. And if you don't say okay, you're defying your parents.
Oh.
That's I believe the worst kind of gaslighting ever that can exist on the planet. And to talk even more about it, for women to say no is defying everything that God and the parents are standing for, which I don't understand. Because the thing about marriage here is you don't need love for marriage. That's what people say. That's the general
That
perspective.
is true here.
And that's not how it's supposed to be. I mean, imagine you marrying a person you've never seen in your entire life before that specific day,
Happens
and
every
then
day.
having to wake up to that person every single day. I could never do it.
No, I
The
understand
very
you
idea
couldn't
of
do
it
it.
scares me.
I understand that you couldn't do it,
Yeah.
but you need to understand कि लोगों की मजबूरी होती है.
But is it okay? That's my point.
Is it okay? How ethically?
Yeah. Not even ethically, emotionally, personally.
No,
Is it something that should be happening?
It shouldn't be happening.
Exactly.
But then again, either women don't get the same amount of opportunities जो बाहर मिलती हैं उनको. Tell me something. एक let's say lower class family की एक female है, ठीक है, and the best their parents can do for her is उसके अमीर बंदे के साथ शादी करा दे.
And then that guy is half of the time abusive as well.
True.
And what can she do?
What
She
if-
can do nothing about it.
But what if she can't live independently?
But that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. हमें हमारा जो fundamental एक system है ना, we have to change that. We have to educate our women. We have to give them opportunities. But then again, it's just me and you talking.
No, that's
It's
true.
not gonna change anything.
But
But
I
I'm just
feel
saying
like
it's wrong. I'm not saying
it is
that
wrong. I feel like it is an issue.
exactly. It is a really big issue. It's
It
one
is
of
a
the
massive issue.
massive issue.
Yes.
But how do we fix it?
I mean, you could propose something. Okay, let's move on to the next question.
Let's hope we don't have a car waiting for us outside.
Fake Jordans, acceptable fashion or the work of Satan?
Work of Satan. Next question.
Let's discuss about it. Now, this question was given by Father Amin on Instagram.
Shout out to Father. Love him. How is he your brother?
Okay, so fake Jordans, I've seen a lot recently in Pakistan, and a lot
Recently?
Yeah.
Recently, it's been a thing since they came out.
No, but no. In Pakistan, because recently ये culture आया Jordans.
Jordan's ka culture.
Jordans. You know, Jordans are cool. I mean,
Bro,
obviously.
I don't know, man. It triggers my OCD when I see fake ones. I'm like, I just rather wear Bata than wear fake Jordans. That's my take on it.
I don't judge Batas. I judge fake Jordans.
Yeah, exactly. Same. I'd rather wear Batas than actual fake Jordans. Like, that's why. Just why.
I don't know. People like, why are you trying to be?
I don't want to
something?
sound like a very spoiled brat, but don't wear fake Jordans.
But he is. But like, why do people think that Jordans पहनने से social status ज़्यादा हो जाएगा उनका?
I mean, why do people think a girlfriend होना एक flex है in Pakistan? People are ignorant. They're dumbasses.
Okay. But it's not acceptable. If you
It's
can't
not.
afford it, it's fine.
Just don't get them.
Pakistan में इतवार बाजार, go there,
Exactly.
you'll find some cheap Jordans.
Just being honest, him and I, we can't afford them either. We thrift them.
Yeah, just if you really love the shoes,
Just thrift them.
just go.
Don't
to
get
Top
fake
Brand.
ones. Josefa, what's your take on it? So
Okay, I agree. I
I agree as well.
Moving on to the next question. Okay, we have a question here from Shahir Khatak on Instagram. The baggage of leaving abroad to make a living or staying back with your parents. It's kind
Let
of a sensitive
me-
topic.
It is a sensitive topic, and I'm going to be very sensitive about this. I'm leaving every time.
How is that? How are you being sensitive?
That-
No,
that's my point. I'm not.
no, your parents, look, you grew up with your parents, okay? Here.
I did.
They raised you here.
Yeah, I did.
So, is it really that easy for you to just leave?
I mean, in a way, it is.
So,
Because,
just
but
never
for
coming
me-
back.
Never coming back.
Never for your parents.
If you're going to put it that way,
I hope your dad watches this.
if you're going to put it that way, I mean, my dad can always travel. My mom can also always travel. My dad has been traveling my entire fucking life.
But does your mom want to travel? Have you ever asked her?
I have, and she doesn't want.
Exactly. That's the problem with women here.
But then
But
again, she does want me to leave as well because she knows the kind of quality of
opportunity की
life I
बात है
want.
ना? नहीं, ठीक है. But अब
It's a
since
Sophie's
you
choice.
guys
bro.
don't know Azmir is an only child.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
So it's a Sophie's choice ना मतलब एक तरफ खाइए एक तरफ खुआएं. Would you rather suffer in Pakistan?
No, it's not a what?
It is a Sophie's
How
choice.
is living with your parents a khai and going
Okay,
abroad a kua?
imagine this.
It could be better.
Imagine, okay, not for me. I don't come from a middle class. Just being honest right here. But imagine you're from a middle class family, right?
I am.
That did not happen. Okay, but let's just say you are from a middle class family. Would you not want your parents to have a better life?
How?
And imagine you get a job that pays $10K a month in the US, right? And you have a job here that pays 5 lakhs a month. Now, would you rather go there and give your parents a fucking life that where you're the only, let's just say the one person in Pakistan can afford, or would you rather stay here and give them the same life they've given you?
See, it's not about my parents are they're in their like my dad is in his 50s and my mom is in her like 40s.
Yeah.
So my parents don't need that anymore. They need to be just take rest, retirement time. They don't need to go out and explore, and they don't want to.
So you mean they don't
my
have
dad
those
came
huge
back
desires,
here. My dad came back to Pakistan. Apni marzi se. And my mom doesn't.
So you're
want
saying there isn't a lot that they need?
No, I'm saying bad opportunities have, but when it comes to talking about living with your parents now,
So
or let's say
how-
just leaving your family, that's not just your parents though. Ab uske chote बहन भाई नहीं है, मेरे तो हैं. It's hard. You can't just say कि it's easy.
But that's a subjective thing.
It's
Maybe
not a subjective thing.
It can be hard for you. For another person, it might not be. Not every person is on the same emotional level as you, bro.
Emotional level, okay, fine, but still, it's a big deal.
It also depends on the kind of relationship you have with your family.
True. But I feel like
again, my point is, it's a subjective thing. It can be hard for a person, but at the same time, it might not be for another person. And it also depends on your financial situation as well. Maybe if I go, my dad can literally come every month, or I can literally come back every month.
It's not about if they could. They don't want to. Like your mom doesn't want to. I know
she doesn't want to live in another country.
I know my mom doesn't want to. My mom spent 10 years in one city, and I know she doesn't want to leave that city.
But then again, what about your own needs?
So, baat yahi hai na. Are you willing to sacrifice living with your parents to go abroad? I mean, abroad jaoge, you make loads of money, let's say. You can send it back to your parents always.
But they're not going to have you.
Exactly. You won't be there. Okay, so I feel like there are positives to both lifestyles, living abroad or staying with your parents, because जो हमारी cultural value है ना families की, it's only it's nowhere else in the world. You don't see that anywhere.
I agree, and the thing is, family is everything.
It is everything. How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 21.
I'm 21. I'm still living with my dad.
Same. I mean,
imagine living abroad. No, but imagine living abroad. You won't be financed by your dad or your mom. You won't be given shelter. You're just.
Isn't that what life is about?
Is it?
It is.
But it shouldn't be there something you could fall back to anytime. A fail safe.
You can always come back.
A fail safe.
Just because you go to abroad, that doesn't mean you can't come back to your parents anytime
you have a fail safe. You do, because you live here. But people don't have that abroad.
Again, I can't talk for anyone else. I'm going to talk from my own personal experiences, right? So for me, it's like, yeah, I have that fail safe. But for me, I'd always prefer not to live in Pakistan. And I actually want my parents to not live here as well. I want to take them with me.
Okay, I understand. It's okay. Should we move on?
Yeah, we should.
Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? Why every person should listen to Blonde by Frank Ocean and what we learned from it. Very emotional.
You just had to go there, huh?
I mean, I propose this question. I love it. So I'm just gonna go off and say, okay, if you haven't already listened,
I feel like any person who can't figure out what he feels or can't give words to what he feels, or I'm sorry, every person, it goes for both genders, all genders, of course. So any person who can't figure out what they feel or give words to what they feel, they need to listen to Blonde.
I feel like
Blonde is something. Blonde is not just an album. It itself is a feeling.
It's an expression.
It's an expression, and I don't know what Frank did. The Zaza he was on while making that, but I want that, and I don't even do drugs. So yeah,
allegedly. If you haven't heard Blonde by Frank Ocean, I really think you should try.
You're missing out.
You should try.
You're missing out on feeling things that you don't want to miss out on feeling.
What's your first experience with blonde? I want to know.
So for me, my first experience was I started listening to randomly to Self Control because my playlist was on shuffle, and they just played out of a random song. So Self Control starts playing, and the first time I hear his voice, I know it's something different. So I had to open the lyrics, and the moment he got to the lyric where he says, "Because I made you lose your self control, you made me lose my self control," that just it's just I don't know what happened to me. I just felt like I was drowning, but at the same time I was floating. And I knew I had to listen to this album. And ever since, I was just listening to it today, the album as well again, and I believe it was
He
my
needs help.
it was my 196th time.
I feel like for me now, I was recommended blonde a long time ago, and I tried.
By whom?
What the?
यार इतना अच्छा फ्लो में जा रहा होता है ज़हन।
इशारा मैंने दिया था कि उसको
मुझे पता है वो उधर बैठा हुआ है। तू कैमरा रोल कर।
रोल कर।
कुत्ती का अब इशारे ना करी। I feel like for me now, blonde was recommended a long time ago by a friend, and I heard like I only heard nights off of blonde.
Amazing
Okay,
song.
and yeah, I really like that song. It's been in my likes for a long time, but then I actually went and listened to blonde like 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on my first listen, I was
Stunned.
I cried when White Ferrari came on, honestly. And for me, it's like
I just got goosebumps by the way.
for me, blonde is like I feel like every young adult or old teenagers, it's the best experience for them, because people, when they're living life, they forget to feel the memories.
Exactly.
Because nostalgia aata hi is tarah hai if you're enjoying the moment.
I swear to God.
And
I agree.
once the time is gone, you can't go back to it, and that's
Yeah.
what blonde is about. It's the innocence of being young,
Be yourself.
being precious, being yourself. Beautiful messages in blonde, and I
I
really
don't know, man. I feel like blonde has something for everyone. You can be anything and nothing at all and
True.
still feel blonde.
true.
There's so much to it.
Definitely. If you guys haven't, please do
Please
check
do
it out.
listen to please,
Please
listen
do.
to blonde. It's everything.
Uh,
And you should really check out Channel Orange.
yes,
I've been on you.
we will.
I've been on your ass for that so fucking long.
Inshallah.
You should
Have
kill
faith.
yourself.
Okay. Moving on. Let's see what else do we have here. LGBTQ in Pakistan.
So anyways, guys,
No, I feel like actually don't joke about it. I feel like it's a serious topic.
it really is. It really is. I'm not going to joke about it. I was just going to say it's going to get a little controversial, so please. The thing about LGBTQ. So one thing is just, we can all agree on, it's an objective fact that it is haram. It just is.
It
There's
is
nothing.
haram,
there's
okay,
there's
yeah.
no loophole in that. It is
Religion
haram.
के हवाले से
Any
तो
person who belongs to LGBTQ community and wants to justify LGBTQ being halal, I don't agree with you, and that's something you can really check out yourself. I'm not saying this. It's what our religion says. It's just haram. Then again, the hate they get. So let's just talk about
No,
that.
first of all, I just want to say that I agree with you. I feel like if you are a part of that community, then you aren't studying Islam, are you? You haven't really.
You can't say you're a practicing Muslim and being in the LGBT community at the same time.
Yes,
You just can't.
I agree with
Those
that.
two things can't be
I agree.
simultaneously
I totally agree.
interlinked.
Hmm.
But then again, the hate LGBTQ community gets in Pakistan, I don't agree with it. I just don't. I mean, okay, if a person is coming on a public platform and saying LGBTQ is halal, I get that you'd get mad. I get mad at that as well. But then again, if you go out of your way on a person and just like hate on them or just be homophobic towards them, even though they're not actually saying anything, that's not okay.
But
Unless they go out of their way and they say that LGBTQ is halal, it's their own fucking personal choice. Let them be.
I feel like it's not just LGBTQ now. We are very insensitive.
We're
Very.
really insensitive.
ठीक है, fat person, mota group का, no one cares. Everyone calls him mota. Everyone calls him kala. Everyone calls.
That's so wrong.
It's like it's normal here.
Every trait is being criticized,
Huh?
and
True.
I don't get it. How it's funny.
It's normal. So everyone who's gay will ultimately chaka.
And that's just insane. How does that work? Okay, people can't even differentiate between our transgenders and intersex
True.
people. How does that work? How can you not differentiate between a trans and an intersex person? That's so fucked up. You really need to go and fucking educate your ass over that. That's not okay. And also another thing, if a person is acting feminine, he's gay. That's I don't get the fucking point of that. What does that mean?
Obviously, don't you know men can't cry?
I'd rather not be a man. Fuck
You-
that shit.
Are you not?
That's for another episode.
No, express yourself more.
If I have to, yeah, I am a man. I do identify as a man.
What is a man in your definition?
Again, it's a subjective thing.
How is
Being because you just talked about expressions, right?
biologically speaking?
You have a dick, you're a man. You have a
Okay.
penis, you have a man. You have a
Okay.
vagina, you're a woman.
ठीक है.
It's as simple as that.
So what about the people who identify themselves as, some other gender, but in biologically they're women, but
I get your point. What about trans people? Is that what you're saying?
no, trans people could actually have issues. That there could
That
be
those
something-
are intersex people. Actually, trans people are actual people. Actually, let's just say men
Huh,
who want to
okay.
identify as women.
who
those are-
actually convert.
Yeah, exactly.
Surgery.
What's my opinion on that? I feel like it's just fucked up. I don't agree with you. I'm sorry. I get that you don't feel comfortable in your skin, but then again, who doesn't? Who does? Even let's just talk about me. Ever since I was a kid, I always imagined what it would be like to have a vagina. I feel like every person has ever done that. I don't know, man. I just feel like it's okay to not be comfortable in your skin, but that doesn't give you the excuse to actually go and fuck with your biological wiring.
No, so you're saying what I'm understanding.
I'm going to talk. I'm not even going to talk about it from a religious perspective. I'm
No,
going to
let's-
talk about it from a medical perspective.
No,
You're really fucking with your
you
with your
are.
hormones.
नहीं,
It's
वो तो
killing
ठीक
you.
है. But let's say जिस तरह की surgeries हैं,
Hmm?
let's say क्या बोलते हैं उनको,
Facial,
facial जो surgeries होती हैं
Yeah.
सारी,
Botox.
Botox हो गया, जितनी भी plastic surgeries
Yeah.
हैं, तो how are they normal? Why aren't they talked about? Why are they
Again, it's a
normalized?
subjective thing.
No, but why are they normalized? Why are people spending their hard-earned money on their biological features? I feel like that's dumb.
I mean, I feel like it's dumb.
it is dumb.
It really is dumb.
Or अगर religious point of view से देखो तो I feel like to some extent you're playing God.
Yeah, you are, and
You're-
it's
you're-
wrong.
You're changing
It's
how
wrong.
you look and how you.
And at the end of the day, it's never worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth
Don't
it.
go there. So
If someone's gonna love you, they're gonna love you for who you are. But then again, Asir can't agree.
I don't.
He's unlovable.
I'm lovable. Come on. I open. Look at this. Within the Penal Code, Article 377
Yeah.
states whoever voluntarily has carnal intercourse against the order of nature with any man, woman, or animal shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 2 years nor more than 10 years, and shall also be liable to fine. ये पाकिस्तान में.
Obviously, it is.
So basically, if
it's-
you're
it's
caught
not only
having
haram, it's illegal.
if you're caught having gay intercourse, you can be jailed for 10 years.
Asir, take notes.
You should be more, worried about yourself.
I'm not.
So, anyways, I feel like time is running out,
Yeah.
and I feel like we had a nice.
We had a
time.
nice time.
It
We had a
was-
nice
it
time.
was
I
okay.
hope we're alive for another episode.
No, we will be. Next episode, we will finally bring guests. Be bringing guests.
Yeah, finally.
Yes.
Finally. You're gonna
सिर्फ
see
हम
some
दोनों की
nice
शक्लें नहीं
faces.
देखनी पड़ेंगी.
There
We'll
are
bring
gonna be
someone.
some nice faces.
We will
And I'm
try
really
to get
excited about
some
that.
really good guests, and thank you. And make sure to follow us and leave your questions on Instagram.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
See you later. Huzaifa? That's Huzaifa for you guys. Take care. Bye.